fight tonight.
What's going on, everybody? Jade up here. Today's video is going to be over Necro abilities, a little bit more in depth than my last video about how I went over or how I showed every ability and skills and their morphs. This video is going to lean towards what abilities I would consider using as a tank and why. And I'll show you like some flex spots and some flex in certain situations what I would use. And I'll kind of go over those. So let's just jump right into it. And now, of course, you can see blue orbs flying around me. Yes, I am wearing Worm. And this build that I have here for this is not really a build per se that I would be using anytime soon. It's just something that I put together as quick as possible just so I could kind of show you guys what I would be using. I also started fooling around with different sets. More so, I put on Seducer, I put on Worm, and I put on Shadow Rend and Chokethorn. I kind of went in more recovery slash Max Magica build for this, since a lot of these abilities are a little bit high, or they were, now they're really anymore. But some of these abilities, like literally every single one of these abilities costs Magicka. There's only a few that cost Stam. So I mean, like, actually there's only one. I did have Heroic Slash here, but I took it off to kind of show you what I would have um, if I didn't use Heroic Slash, if I used like Dorvican or something. Um, so yeah, Pierce Armor is our only Stam. Everything else is actually all Magicka, and the balance, of course, is health. So we're going to go back to the gear right quick, and then we're going to go right into the skills, kind of tell you what's going on with the skills, why I'm using these certain skills, show them in action, and then kind of show you what I would do if I ran, you know, 3 DPS or something like that, and how this can compare with a Dragon Knight as a, you know, because Dragon Knight's heal is just so strong. Well, I think I have found a way to self-sustain with this Necro and do pretty good. So we are running Chokethorn, Shadows Rend, and 5 Seducer. Now, as you can see on the small pieces, I do have Tristat on here, and the only reason I do, one, because I misclicked on the belt and the gloves. I don't know why. I was talking to stream while I was doing this, and I don't know. And then I was like, you know what, screw it, we'll make everything Tristat. And I was like, well, you know what if, and then I started thinking just, you know, not too long ago before I did this video, I was like, well, what if somebody actually did misclick? Could they go about and do this if they wanted to do this exact same build? And I was like, you know what, cool, let's do that. So I put all the small pieces, a Tristat, and then I just kept the heavy piece, the big piece, the helmet Tristat as well. But yeah, you can kind of you could do this if you wanted to, or you can put everything healthy, stam, whatever you need to acquire the stats that you want. Again, the stats that I do have is 21.2k max magicka, 19k or 1900 recovery, 39.3k health, and 21.4k stamina. And we are using Worm as our other sets. If you don't know what Seducer does, it reduces the cost of your magic abilities by 8%, gives you some magic recovery, gives you some max magicka. Oh, and then as far as our traits, we are running sturdy on our small pieces, and actually sturdy on our big pieces too. And then we kept these divines because I just opened these up. Let's see, what else? Okay, so we are running Worm. The traits on this are going to be 2 arcane, 1 healthy, just to kind of get our health up there a little bit. And we are using all mag recovery. I haven't even touched any of the enchants on the Worm. I only did was just change the neck. As far as the trait goes. As you can see, we're still in divines, so that's why when we swap bars, we lose that health, because we are using the Thord on us, and we are using Tri-Stat food. And we do have 64 points in the health for a reason. Again, as you can see, precise divines. This is what it comes into when you click these little boxes on the PTS. And I didn't change anything. I didn't really care. It wasn't going to affect me really too much anyway. So that's why I kept them here. So again, here we go, buffed up, 30/30 physical and spell resistance, which is pretty nice, 1900 recovery. All right, let's get into the skills. Of course, we're using Pierce Armor. This is our physical taunt, and is our ranged taunt Inner Fire. The other abilities that you will recognize as Balance to get our Magicka back, and to apply Major Resolve and Ward for a longer duration. That's why I'm using this one as well. We are using Blockade, off balance, keep our enchants up. If you have Stam, this is what I would use. If you don't, you can probably swap some stuff out. Swap some stuff out. Um, and I'll kind of show you what I would do if I was running some abilities and I did not have any Stam and they weren't going to benefit from the Lightning Staff. I didn't really care too much about my enchants. For one, because we would be in a dungeon killing stuff anyways, I would probably swap to this ability here, which gets into our first skill class ability, which is going to be in the Living Death section. It's called Mortal Coil. Jesus, I'll probably just say the first name of this crap. Anyways, basically what this does is, let me go ahead and let me do this. Let me spawn this. Okay, so what it does is it tethers to one of your ads right here. Does a tether, and then what it does is it heals you for 12 seconds. It heals you for 12,000, or excuse me, it'll heal you for X amount of health over 12 seconds to yourself and allies between you and the corpse, which is really cool. It also restores X amount of stamina to 2844 stamina over 12 seconds, which isn't really that much, but it's not bad. And while it's slotted, your healing done is increased by 3%. Um, Agony of Totem is what I use for my CC and kind of like my crowd control. If you guys know what CC means, this is what I use for that. And this one, it looks just like this, spawns a totem, and then after about 2 seconds, when it just does that thing, I'll slow it down. But as you can see, boom, it's up. After 2 seconds, it lets like kind of like an explosion happen. As you can see, boom, shoots out. After that 2 seconds and that goes out, what it does is it fears the enemies inside of it, which holding them in place for 4 seconds, and it kind of helps with crowd control. It's really nice. It also gives minor protection for almost 10 seconds. It gives it for 9.5. And then when minor protection, it reduces the damage we take by 8%, if you didn't know. And then for the last part it does, which is pretty cool, when somebody comes and activate the synergy, which is a little wonky. Sometimes it works really well, and sometimes it doesn't work too well. So just kind of have to. I think they'll adjust that, I'm sure. But anyways, what they do is they can activate the synergy, Pure Agony. It'll do so much magic damage over 5 seconds, and then it'll apply minor vulnerability to the enemies for X around duration for 5 seconds, excuse me, and then increase it. And basically, what that does increases their damage taken by 8%. So this is a really cool ability. It's definitely probably something that you're going to want to run as a tank, almost for sure. At least in dungeons, for sure. It's a really cool ability. It's a it's kind of expensive, but it should be. I mean, it should be expensive. It does a lot of cool stuff. Gives you a buff, does a debuff, and it CCs. Like it's absolutely insane. And then this one, Beckoning Armor, which gives us Major Resolve and Ward for 20 seconds. Of course, Balance gives it for 27 seconds. But the key thing about this one is there's two things. One is it spawns a corpse, and we'll just go ahead and hit it. This is what it looks like. It's like a little bone on your back, on your spine. What it looks like. And then also what it does is while it's active, so right now, once. So if a ranged enemy hits you once every 3 seconds, what it'll do, it'll pull them in. And see, as you can see, it just spawned a corpse. And then we can use this. Oh, we could have used that. See now, I mean, we could have used it. So anybody that's around me like this could get healed. So it's pretty cool. But anyways, it spawns a corpse, which is really cool. And so we use that in conjunction with the other two abilities that I'm going to go into. Well, we use it with this one, the Mortal Oil, and then we also use it for the Mystic Siphon, which is the one we're going to get into next. Mystic Siphon, what this one does is it does a little bit of shock damage. Obviously, it's a little bit buff because, you know, Necro OP. So it does so much shock damage over 12 seconds. And anybody that's hit with the tether or anything like that, and we'll show you right quick what it looks like. So just a few seconds, and then we'll show you. So as you can see, anybody around the corpse is getting shocked. Anybody in the tether, anybody that's get hits in between the tether, like this pet is, will get tethered and get shot, and we'll get shock damage done to you. Now you can use, once you use one pet, you cannot use it. Once you use one corpse, you can't use it again. But I did find a trick to that, which I'm not going to really show. Fuck it. Let's show it. So there, I don't know how this is, if this is supposed to work, or if it's just how it works. So what this ability does is it uses a corpse to heal people, and I'll show you. So we'll get the tether, and then we'll heal. Oh, they may have fixed it. You used to be able to use the corpse, the same corpse, and be able to heal. I guess you can't anymore. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. It's not a thing anymore. Nice. I'm glad they took that away because it was actually OP. Basically, what you could have done is you could have sucked the siphon from it, and then use this ability, which is a huge AoE that heals you instantly and can crit. I've seen it crit up to 10k or 11k or something like that. And yeah, and what you would do is you would tether, and then you would use this, and it would activate at the same time, and you could have like one big heal or something like that. So if you activated this, you could get a nice little heal going off. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, there's that. So that's what that does. It just basically, so we'll get it to spawn again. We'll kind of show you what it looks like again. So there it goes. It spawns. We use a corpse. Does some shock damage, and you also restore some magic over a certain amount of seconds. So we're using both of these to keep up our stam and our magicka. Obviously, this is more towards a beginner stage of somebody trying to try out the Necro. This is what I would consider somewhat beginner, or maybe you could kind of tweak things to yourself. This is going to kind of help you out with the sustain. So, and swap this back. This is what I like having on my bars like this. So this one is the one that I've been sending up every so often. It's called the Mender. What it does is it'll spawn, and what you can do after 3 seconds of it being up, you can spawn another one like almost immediately. So 3 seconds are up, spawn another one, and then you can use your abilities. You can have both of them going at the same time. Spawn another one, hit this, the other one's running out. Okay, it's pretty OP. It's actually really nice. But yeah, this one heals. The two mores to it. One of them heals you stronger, but it's a shorter duration. One of them heals you longer. So it's not bad. So this one again, this one heals the lowest health ally around you or you. Every 2 seconds, it restores 4,000 health. It's actually really good. And then, and of course, this creates a corpse. And the bone one creates a corpse, so we're able to keep using these with these as well. And then of course we got the Hungry, and basically what this one does, this is a super cool ability. I really like it. Does a little whack like this. It's 7 meters, right? 7 meters. Yeah, so it's 7 meters. Costs 2500 magicka as of now. What it does is it hits the enemy and it deals X amount of magic damage, and then it heals you for X amount for the first enemy hit, which is almost 6k, which we can buff that up a little bit if we wanted to. And an additional X for each additional enemy up to 5 times. So what that means is, say there's 6 enemies on me right here, right? Boom, I hit this one. This one right here is the first enemy I hit. I heal for 5,000 or 5,900. Then these other ones that I hit, the other 5 that I hit or so, it's going to heal me 4,000 for each enemy hit. So another 5,000. So you could potentially get upwards to about 10k or so heal off of that. So after dealing damage, you heal for so much every 1 second for 5 seconds. This portion of the ability scales off your max health. So which is pretty cool. And then we'll go over the passes a little bit. So we are using a few bone things here, which we do have the Mystic and the bone. Well, we don't have the Boneyard anymore. Boneyard is actually pretty cool, and you could probably use that if you wanted to, but I'm good. It doesn't really do anything other than, give a synergy for DPS to kind of, you know, do some damage. All these other ones I've tried using didn't really work too well. I mean, there wasn't one that was just so amazing that I was just like, yeah, we should probably use this one or anything like that. Again, this one, you could put this on your back bar. It gives major vulnerability if you get it. But I personally enjoy Ravenous, the Goliath, and the which I didn't go over. I apologize. So the back bar is from Living Death. What it does is it resurrects 3 allies at a target location. It's up to 28 meters, which is the same length as orbs, energy orbs, or the other orbs, combustion orbs. You throw those and see how far they go. This will heal about that far out. And then it's a 12-meter radius, so out to 28 meters, 12-meter radius. It heals up to, or it resurrects 3 allies. And once they get resurrected, they go into ghost form for 3 seconds, which is super cool. And when you resurrect them, you restore 5,000 magicka and stamina for each ally you resurrect. So that's 15,000, or excuse me, that's 15,000 magicka and stamina you get back like almost immediately, which is super nice. Well, immediately. So then we have the Goliath, which is super cool too. Gives you 30k health for 20 seconds, and then it restores 30k health. So basically, it's basically what's happening. If I have 30k health right now, what it's supposed to do is boom, it adds 30k max health, and then it heals me for the 30k health that I'm missing. So that's where that comes. Also, while you're transformed, your light attacks restore X amount of health, and your fully charged heavy attacks restore X amount of health. You heal X amount of damage to nearby enemies every second and heal for the amount. These abilities scale off your max health. So the more health you have, the stronger those attacks are going to be, and the more you'll get back in health. But I think we find a happy medium right here with just the way we did this. Not a happy medium. I did try this with Plague Doctor and Green Pact. It was okay. I didn't enjoy it as much, to be honest, because I was always constantly having going back to my back bar to hit balance or something like that. So that's why I'm not using those sets. But it is pretty cool, and we'll show what this looks like. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right into the abilities, and I'll show you how they work. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start with these small ads here, and I'm just going to kind of show you how the abilities coincide with each other, how they work well with one another, and stuff like that. Excuse me, had a cough. Alright, so let's go right into it. Of course, every fight that you go into, you want to pop that Mender up, and then keep that bone up as well. Rock that balance to make sure that lasts. As you can see, that pulled that ad in. And all these ads are going to be hitting me, so here it should pull that one in. There it is. We're just gonna go ahead and get these ads. Now again, all these ads are not gonna be able to, um, they're not gonna all be able to hit me. So when people come here to test this out, it's not really accurate information as far as here's the totem, it's coming down, and then boom, it figured all these ads. All right, so here we got a nice bunch of ads that we're just gonna mess with. So here we go. We're gonna hit balance, blockade. We're gonna hit our totem. We're gonna wait for our bone colossus or our bone armor to fall off, and it just did. Now we got 2 tethers going. We're gonna use our mender because we're getting low on health. Then we're gonna use that scythe or that scythe or whatever the hell it's called. I forget what it's called. We're going to use that. Pop it there. We're gonna spawn our mender again. Use our bone armor. It's down. Use our scythe again because we're getting low. Spawn that mender. Get some damage going. As you can see, we're not really taking much damage because the scythe is like hitting every single one. Again, this is super nice for enemies that are. If there's a bunch of enemies, and we'll go to a smaller. We'll go to a dungeon here in a second, and kind of show you what's going on. All right, so let's go ahead and die right quick, because I don't want to sit here and kind of kill him. I killed him last time I was here. We're gonna go ahead and die, then we're gonna teleport. We're gonna teleport on up to what's it called? Bloodroot Forge for a little sec. I'll go ahead and cut this part out of us loading in. Go to Bloodroot Forge. Alright, we're back. I ended up coming to Hoff for this. And the only reason why is because this is the only other place that I can think of that has like quite a bit of ads that are really annoying to deal with. So yeah, I just decided to come here. If you guys want me to do like a Bloodroot or something like that on the PTS, just let me know. And I'll do that. I'm always trying to get on the PTS as much as I can. As you can see, we got 2 tethers going. Not even paying attention to where I'm going. But you can see we got quite a bit of, and the tethers actually reach pretty long. I think they're some meters. They're really far. But what's great about this is you can literally just keep spawning the mender over and over again to keep getting tethers. It might be a little bit OP. Now we're gonna stack these like we normally would. The Goonies are going towards us. We're gonna pop our ultimate here in a second. As you can see, we're just gonna hold and block a little bit. Going in for the heavy attack. Use the wrong ability. That's okay. Let's get some magicka going. Alright, let's go ahead and pop this, the ulti, the Colossus. There we go. Or Goliath, or whatever it's called. As you can see, we're just gonna stand here. We're CC'd right now. We're just gonna stand here and not do anything, for the most part. Just gonna throw the mender on us to get us a little bit. It's not too bad. It's really good healing. Heavy attacking. Getting quite a bit of heals. So let's go ahead and the transition between the Goliath, I believe that's what it's called, and going back to human is actually really good and really smooth. I can sit there and hold block while I do it as well. So all we're doing, if you look very closely, all we're doing is just heavy attacking and then making sure that our mender stays up the entire time. And even you can even despawn them a little bit. We're gonna load down our nature protection again. Our minor protection, excuse me. Both of our health tethers are back up. So this is a really good burst heal. It is really, really good, and I hope that they keep it. The reason why is because this would kind of put it close to being being close to a DK as far as having like a burst heal. Being that DKs are the only class that really have like a really good burst heal. I mean, 35. I think it's 35% of your missing health. Like, it's absolutely insane. I've seen it crit all the way up to like 30s. I see we're taking a little bit of damage, and we haven't only taken one pot so far. So, and we're just slowly killing all this stuff. And we're out of stam. We're gonna heavy attack, take that pot, roll dodge, spawn our tether, and we're good to go. Spawn our tether again because we just ran out. Keep both these tethers up with magicka and stuff. We haven't even laid down our totem for minor protection or a bone. And we're just letting the spears do all the damage. And this is really what you want to do if you want to try and survive on a Necro. I figured this out on stream the other day. And it just kind of took us a minute to read the skills. We were trying out other skills. I was trying the big AoE heal. And it didn't work as well. At least for a tank, so. As you can see, we're just kind of moving away, heavy attacking, making sure we're in our totem. As you can see, I'm trying to get my health down a little bit lower, but heal on it, it's just really nice. Just gonna hit this a few times. Look at that, there was a 10k crit heal. See if we can outlast this. No, we couldn't. Oh man, they got us. We're fooling around too much. But that's pretty much what you want to do. I went over the build. I went over the build I'm using. I went over the skills that I'm using and why I'm using them. And now I'm going to go over what you would use in certain, like, what would be your flex spots in certain situations. Now, if you don't have a healer, I highly recommend taking off Mystic, putting on this, and if you're not going to use Thorvikins, I would highly recommend putting on back on Heroic Slash or the Minor Maim. Now, if you have Thorvikins on, I would definitely take that off, take Heroic Slash off, and put on this ability here. And here's why. I'll actually show you. I'll kind of wait. I'll try and remember the countdown. What are we at? We're at 15. Okay. So what's gonna happen is what this does is it spawns. What it does is it takes the energy from the corpse and gives you ultimate. So we're at 434 now, right? 434, and now we're at 456. And that was 22 ultimate or some shit like that. Try and remember again to do it. But yeah, it gives you 6, granting you 6 ultimate and healing you so much, and then 1 second for 2 seconds per additional corpse. And the reason why we got so many is mainly because of the passive ability. I'll show you what it is. So here we go. 72. So there's a passive ability that when you use in Living Death, whenever you use an ability, gain 10 ultimate. Now I'm sure this is going to change because this is just OP as shit. Like, it's absolutely insane. But it's absolutely insane. So we gained 22 ultimate in a matter of I guess if you would have at least two corpse dead, and you did this ability at least every 15 to 16 seconds, you could get 22 ultimate like extremely fast. So I'm not gonna do the math on that or anything like that because I haven't started working on an ulti build. I'm sure some of you individuals will be doing that, working on an ulti build gen for this to pop warhorns or turn into this colossus or something like that. I have a few ideas that I haven't tested yet because I think that they're going to change this. This is absolutely OP, and I think that they'll lower this 10 ultimate down to probably like 5 or something like. They keep it at 10. That's insane. But yeah, I mean, all you would have to do is just time this with beckoning. You would have to time the corpse consumption with beckoning, and you would be good. So I'd be like, okay. So I'm at, so we're looking at our timer. Remember our timer. If you're on console or you have this right here, if you're on PC, you can have action duration reminder or whatever buffs. So as you can see, we're going to spawn this little wraith because in about 3 seconds we can get our ultimates back from both of them. And we're going to spawn it now, and boom, tons of ult. So it's really, really cool and it's super OP. So here's what it looks like turning into Goliath. It's super, super smooth transforming into it. This is how big the AoE is. Anybody that's in this AoE getting damage done to them and you're getting healed from it. It actually makes your sword and your abilities, like all your staff and stuff, look a little bit bigger too. It's a really, really cool. You can sit here and hold block while you're getting transferred out and you still have the block going up. So it's super, super cool and super convenient. So I'm gonna test this out right quick because I did not test this out. I haven't tested this out yet to see if you could just. I'm pretty sure this is how it's gonna work. So I spawned the bone thing, and now I'm about to spawn Wraith right here, and then we're going to see about getting ultimate without even hitting anything. Yeah, so 22 ultimate. And if you're wondering how we get the 22 ultimate again, you take 22 minus 12, that equals 10. So 6 plus 6 from the 2 corpse is 12. And then the 10 extra ultimate that we got was from this as well. So it's pretty cool. You can just sit here and just spawn this every 3 seconds. So as soon as that pops up, boom, ultimate. You know, honestly, you could keep doing ultimate. Ultimate. I think we can actually go to 4. Let's try 4. Yep, we can go to 4 seconds. Actually go to 4 seconds. It looked like. Oh, no, we can't. So it's right at 3.9 seconds is what you want to do. So that's just something that you can go and test out and kind of figure out how you're going to do this. But it's absolutely insane. Like, you can just sit here and just spawn this over and over again if you're waiting for a trial to pop horn or something like that. I kind of think that they're going to change this now that I made a video over this. Well, I don't know. I don't know if Zossi and I can watches my videos. But yeah, this is absolutely insane. You just sit here and build their ultimate over and over and over and over. And there's almost no cooldown to it. Which is kind of nice. Which I'm sure that they might actually add a cooldown to this. Now that I think about it, now that we're sitting here actually doing it. And kind of showing you guys what's to come of this if they don't change anything. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We're gonna get our ultimate again, and I'm just gonna kind of. But yeah, we were gonna get our ultimate again. I was gonna show you guys again the morph, but you guys can just rewind that and check it out again. But yeah, so as far as the flex skills, again, you could put this on your bar. It works really, really well. The only reason I don't have it on my bar is because I went for more survival than trying to go for multi-gen. If you wanna go for just straight multi-gen, You can just honestly take that bad boy off and then spawn this. You can either do Magicka and Stam. I would personally would probably do, let's see, this one exposes the closest enemy to you, and then this one reduces the healing they receive. So I would more than likely do this one since we don't really need this one in PvP or PvE. I'd probably do this, so something like this, and I would just sit here and do this and spawn that bad boy, and then I would end up having 3 corpse the entire time, and then I would have at least these 2 tether goings, respawn this, spawn this. Actually, it would be something like this, but I would spawn this, and I would have it something similar to this right here. Can I? Oh, that's right. I don't have that absorb thing on the bar anymore. But I would do something like that, and then even put your absorb, and you could probably put your absorb here too, or something like that. But yeah, I went for straight sustain, and straight sustaining. This setup works really, really well, and I just don't really see this being changed as far as sustaining. Like these 4 abilities just work really well together. This right here, the intense mender, works really well with these 2 corpse. It also works really well with this when it pops up. So the mender and this pop works really well together. Just make sure you try and keep this up and don't proc it early. If I remember right, let's go ahead and test it since we're on the PTS because I can't remember. I'm gonna wait until it gets down to. Does it actually say a time? It doesn't say a time. So we'll wait until we get down to 3 seconds like the last one and see if we can use that. So we're at 3 now. And we can. Okay. So I wonder what the time is at. So let's wait to 10 seconds. So it's lower than 10 seconds. So we'll go to 5 seconds then. Test that out. See if it's 5. Shit, I think I went to 4. Try it again. Try and get to 5 this time. Or actually, we'll go to 6, because if it's... See if it's 6. So 8, 7, 6. So it might be 6 seconds. Let's try it one more time. Apologize. I apologize, yeah, you guys. I'm just trying to test this out. And it's better. I think it's better if you guys see this. So 8 seconds. 8 seconds worked. Let's see about 9 seconds. So if it's 9 seconds, that's pretty dope because then you could spawn this. 9 seconds works. So 10 seconds does not work. So anything below 9 seconds is pretty nice. Let's see, 11, 10. So yeah, 10 seconds is the cutoff for this. So 10 seconds for beckoning armor. Or yeah, beckoning armor. So once this hit 10 seconds, you can spawn it again and use these and in conjunction with Mender. So, but yeah, these are the kind of bars that I was working with and kind of toying with. They work really well. If you do not have worm and you don't want to wear this worm seducer, this really crazy build, if you don't want to run that, just run whatever. I think I have Torogs and Alkosh in here. Let's see. Yeah, I do. Let's put Torogs and Alkosh on. And this is without changing really anything. Let's change the helmet to Lord. You're what likely going to be spawning something like that. So if you look at the board, or if you look at the build now, we're at 33, 36, 41 health, 19k Magicka, 20k Stam, which obviously you can lower this and put a little bit more into Magicka or Stam, whichever you prefer. And then we're at 1100 recovery. And you're just not going to be able to spawn all this as much, but because all these abilities are Magicka base. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I think I went too early on that one. So right here, yep. I wait for 9 seconds. There we go. So remember, gotta go for 9 seconds, and then you can just sit here and spawn these. But the only reason we're doing that setup is Torogs and Alkosh is that you could do the same setup with these, just be Just be aware of your magicka as well. Now the reason I didn't use any of these other healing abilities, it's just that I tried out these three and they just didn't work that well. This one worked pretty good if I had some type of negative effect on me. It worked okay, but it wasn't like super amazing or anything like that. And then I tried this one, and this one just didn't feel right either. Gave you minor to file. I don't see anybody really using this one too well. I see people using the mending and the this one here as well, and then potentially using this scythe as well. I'm pretty sure now. Keep in mind, everybody, that you guys are watching this. Again, this the is not the live server. This is PTS server. So all this stuff is subject to change, and I'm pretty sure this stuff will change. So keep that in mind when you're looking at all these abilities and being like, oh my god, that shit is so OP. What are we gonna do with our lives? Like, excuse me, just keep in mind of that. Just keep in mind. So. Other than that, you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, this video gave you kind of somewhat understanding of what's going on, and we'll see you. We'll see you in the next video. We'll probably update this video once the new PTS patch comes out, which will be probably this coming Monday, which it's 4/19/2019. So we'll update this again, and we'll see how things progress with this ability. So with these abilities and how tanking Necro could be potentially a thing and pretty a lot of fun, and it is a lot of fun. A lot of the abilities are really fun to use, and I wish I could put all of them on my bar to be honest, but then we couldn't time. So but yeah, that's another key thing that I did forget to mention is when you are in the Colossus, you can use any of the abilities that you have in your bar. None of them change for any morph. It is really, really cool, and I'm glad that they did that. I'm really glad that they did that. Well, other than that, everyone, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.